Welcome to Raceface TV. We have an exciting show lined up for you tonight, highlighting our driver of the week, 11-year-old quarter midget driver Matthew Tatoole. But before we go out to Sacremento, California and talk with Matthew, let's get into our Raceface driver updates. Raceface driver Buddy Shepard was competing in the NASCAR K&N Pro Series this weekend for Jefferson Pitts Racing at Kern County Raceway Park in the West Coast Hall of Fame Championship 150. Buddy had a solid 7th place qualifying run and brought home a top 10 finish in 7th place in only his second K&N start of the year. There was not a lot going on last week with the Raceface drivers, but things are getting back into full swing this week, starting with Sam Mayer, who will be running his number 41 Menards late model at Myrtle Beach Speedway this weekend. And he will be joined by Raceface guest driver Anthony Alfredo, who will also be competing in his number 8 Junior Motorsports late model. Speaking of Anthony, he finished up the 2017 Cars Tour with a 2nd place finish in the championship with 2 wins, 9 top 5s, and 11 top 10s in only 12 races. That's impressive. Adam Lemke and Jesse Love will be headed back to the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on November the 18th for the final race in the USAC HPD Midget Series. Jesse is holding down 1st place and Adam is in 3rd in the points championship. Garrett Maines was testing with Lauren Ranier and Lee Falk Racing in the late model last week at historic Hickory Motor Speedway, and all I can say was he was fast. So now for some of the Raceface drivers in the news. Let's start with Sheldon the Showstopper Creed, who announced today that he will return to MDM Motorsports to race the full 2018 ARCA Racing Series presented by Menards schedule, with the intention of bringing home the ARCA Championship. Sheldon's competition development consultant, Lauren Ranier, had this to say about the announcement. "I'm happy to see Creed return to MDM for a shot at the title. I think that Sheldon came a long way this season, especially since the drivers he was competing against grew up racing on asphalt, and Sheldon still has probably less than 50 races on asphalt in his life." Ranier also added, "Sheldon often showed tremendous speed and his racecraft improved as the year went on. MDM really came into their own this season as well, and I have no doubt that Sheldon and MDM will be hard to beat for the ARCA title in 2018. In 2017, Sheldon ran 11 ARCA races and scored 5 top 10s, but keep in mind, this young man competed in over 24 races in 6 different series, including ARCA, NASCAR Xfinity, the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, Trans Am, and 11 Stadium Super Truck races where he took 5 wins and 2 seconds. That's a busy schedule. Now for the big breaking news. Raceface driver Ryan Vargas was officially announced yesterday that he has secured one of the positions for the NASCAR Drive for Diversity program, and he'll be racing for Rev Racing for the 2018 season. Ryan will compete in all of the East K&N Pro Series races and the Whelen All-American Late Model Series. Congratulations, Ryan. You deserve this opportunity, and all of your Raceface family is very proud of you. I want to share a quick recap of what the Raceface drivers have been able to accomplish this year. We're going to highlight a couple of the drivers a week for the next 4 weeks. This week, it's Jesse Love and Sam Mayer. Jesse Love won 5 of the 8 5150 Energy Drink Junior Late Model races from Madera Speedway and became the youngest champion in the series. He then won the USAC HPD Western Midget Dirt Championship, the overall Western Championship, and more than likely, he will wrap up the Pavement Championship this weekend. Now, Sam Mayer also had an incredible year as well. He started off winning the U.S. Legends Winter Heat Championship, winning 6 of the 10 races. He then went on to win 3 of the 5 races at the U.S. Legends Winter Nationals, bringing home a 2nd place finish only 2 points out of the championship, mostly because of a broken oil line that brought him home in a 9th place finish. Then it was off to the U.S. Legends battle at the Big Top at Texas Motor Speedway, where he won all 5 races. Up next for Sam was the U.S. Legends Nationals at the Bull Ring in Las Vegas, where he won 2 of the 3 races. Sam also won the Bojangles Summer Shootout Championship from Charlotte. Then he was crowned the U.S. Legends Asphalt National Champion at Las Vegas. And during all of this legend racing, he competed in 13 late model races with 3 wins, 5 top 5s, and 10 top 10s, and was the youngest driver ever to win a late model race at Greenville-Pickens Speedway. I almost forgot he won a Midwest truck race at La Crosse Raceway in Wisconsin. Sam has 2 big races left in the late model this year, both at Myrtle Beach. Next week we will highlight Ryan Vargas and Adam Lemke. Switching gears a little, every driver should have a blueprint and a mission statement on where you are and where you want to go. I want to share the mission statement from Matthew Tatoole's website. Normally I don't do things like this, but I was so impressed with the focus of this young man that I wanted to share this. Our mission is through God's guidance and direction to learn and go as far as we can in the sport of racing. Most importantly, our driver sets his sights not only on the win, but more importantly, on always learning and progressing as he drives. Matthew, being one of the smallest kids on the track, he continues to push the limits and shows that if you work hard and chase your dreams, anything is possible. We are going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, we will have 14-time quarter midget champion Matthew Tatoole. Did I mention he's in the Quarter Midget Hall of Fame, and he's only 11? We'll be right back.
I'm JDRF.
I am JDRF. I'm JDRF because...
I am JDRF.
Because... Type 1 diabetes is hard. I am JDRF because I advocate.
Because I am helping research progress.
Because I am part of a community of hope.
Because I believe we can find a cure.
I'm JDRF because I'm gonna beat this.
Type 1 diabetes won't hold me back.
We are JDRF.
We are JDRF because we do big things.
We are JDRF
Because they're the ones at the front lines doing what we need.
every morning when I wake up. I am JDRF.
I am JDRF because I want an artificial pancreas.
Because I am the mother of a type 1.
Because I am a fighter. Because I believe in them.
Because I want my kids to say they used to have diabetes.
Because I want to help others.
Because I believe we're all working together.
Because together we can build a community.
Helping to just raise awareness for type 1 diabetes.
I am JDRF because I want to see a world where type 1 becomes
type 9 diabetes. I am JDRF because I want a cure.
Well, the 2017 racing season is about to come to an end, and I hope all of you had the successes that you had hoped for. Now it's time to focus on 2018. Yes, for the true racer, there is no downtime, and the real race is starting now. And that's the race for sponsorship dollars. Are you ready? If you're looking for a competitive edge, then I encourage you to check out Raceface University. This is an 8-week online course that's geared to give you both a competitive advantage on and off the track. Go to racefaceuniversity.com. You'll be glad you did.
Hey, it's Andrew with School Choice Week, and I want to invite you to participate in a really cool event. It's called Celebrate Youth, taking place January 27th from 10 to 2. That's January 27th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Pasco County Safety Town. It's a community-based School Choice Week event, and you can meet with folks from all across the community and have a lot of fun. So January 27th, 10 to 2, Pasco County Safety Town. Hope you can attend.
How you doing? Anthony here, Four Corners Boxing. Here to invite you all out to Sims Park Saturday, November 11th for the boxing event in the park. 6 to 8 p.m. Be there.
Welcome back, everybody. So now we've got our special guest tonight. We're going to go way out west to Sacremento, California, where we find quarter midget racer Matthew Tatoole. Matthew, welcome to the show.
Hi.
How you doing this evening?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
Well, cool,
It's
man.
nice weather out here.
All right. So we're just going to talk a little bit. So I got my first question I always ask everybody. What made you decide that you wanted to be a race car driver?
I did other sports and they didn't really connect with me. But once I got into racing, it really connected with me. And it just came naturally and I couldn't get enough of it.
Couldn't get enough of it. That's pretty cool. So you started racing at the age of 6, is that correct?
Yes.
So give me a little bit of a rundown what's happened over the last 5 years. Give me just some of your highlights.
These last 5 years, I've done lots of practicing, growing and developing, and I've ran the most competitive classes as I could, like the most cars. I've gotten 14 championships and gotten Sportsman of the Year in 2016.
Now, I also understand that you were inducted into the Quarter Midget Hall of Fame. Is that correct?
Yes.
Well, that's got to be pretty cool. I don't know a whole lot of 11-year-olds that are in the Hall of Fame.
No, there isn't that many, actually.
That's probably right. So let's talk about some of these races. If you had to narrow it down, what would be your most memorable race?
My most memorable race would be the time I was at Tri-Valley and I was running my 160. And we were having motor problems all day. But in qualifying, we did pretty good. But we went out there for the heat, and our motor failed, and it blew up. So we had to swap motors, and when you swap motors, you got to go to the back for the A main. So we started the X car, the 11th place. And it was a 40-lap main, so I knew I could catch up to get to first. By the end of it, I got first, and I won. That was my favorite.
Well, that's quite in racing, we call that an unbelievable results. So that's pretty cool too. So I know that you have to make a lot of sacrifices. You know, a lot of things that maybe some of your friends are doing that you have to miss out on because you're at the racetrack all the time. So has all of that been worth it?
Mostly I sacrificed a lot of time. I skipped birthday parties and hang out with my friends. I'm always either doing schoolwork or hanging out in the garage or the racetrack. This season, we raced every weekend for over 3 months, competing in 76 main events. So looking back, I say it's worth it because it made me who I am today.
That's pretty cool. You did 76 main events so far this year. And now I understand that you've got a big race coming up out in Vegas at the end of the month. Is that right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about that and what you expect to go out there and do. What's your goals? I know your goal is to go out there and win the whole thing, but there's going to be some pretty stout competition out there.
Yeah, I would love to bring home a title. It would be great to bring home a slot machine trophy or 2 or 3, but for all of it, I would give it my all and go out there and have fun.
Well, that's the most important thing is having fun, because as you progress in your racing career, it's going to get to the point in time where it really becomes more like a business. And I think you're already there, because what we're going to share with the fans is that we're going to let you guys know that Matthew's brand new website is going to be coming up. And so you can see that right here on the bottom of our page, MatthewTatooleRacing.com. And that site's going to go live right before the show starts. So that's going to be kind of cool. And so again, you've got this big thing going on in Vegas. You're going to be out there for what, 4 or 5 days?
Yeah.
Okay, and so are you going to be just racing in one class of car, or are you going to be racing in some multiple classes?
I'll be racing in 3 classes, so yeah.
Okay, so which 3 classes are you going to be running in?
Senior Animal, Light 160, and Light World.
Senior Animal. So that's kind of a different name for a race car. So tell us, what is a senior animal car?
it's a lifting control class, so you have to lift in the corners and then get back on it. So it's a fast motor, but there's lifting control on it.
Okay, and the other cars are just all flat out, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, the world class isn't flat out. It's lifting too, but this is like a little bit slower than world.
So which is your favorite one of the 3 cars to run in?
Definitely light world, since it's the fastest class, but that's basically my favorite.
Okay, so what's your top speed in that class?
I think about 30 to 40 miles per hour, maybe.
Yeah, that's pretty fast when you're going that close to the ground and you're basically almost in a turn the whole time, right?
Yeah. I've done 4-second laps, which is pretty fast for a quarter midget.
That's quick. And what is so the feature race in that category when you get out to Vegas, how many laps will that be? Will it be a 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 lap race?
It'll be 40 in the A main.
The 40 in the A main. So you're going to race all during the week in all 3 different classes, hoping to get to those main events on Sunday. Is that right?
Yep.
Well, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be standing right there on Victory Circle, so I'm hoping to see you in Victory Circle. So I'm going to come out and spend the whole time with you. So I got a couple questions left here. So what does Matthew like to do when you're not at the racetrack?
When I'm not on the racetrack, I like to relax, ride my quad, or play with my friends. Even when I'm off the racetrack, I still ride scooters and bikes and race them.
And racing, huh? Do you do a lot of simulator and iRacing type of stuff yet?
Yeah, I do some of that on, stations and stuff, game stations.
So let me ask you a question. Who are your biggest supporters that are out there? I know that it's got to start with your mom, because I've talked with her several times. So I know you get a lot of support out there, but anybody you want to give a shout out to? Do you have any sponsors you want to say hi to?
First I would like to say God, and then my sponsors, my mom, my dad, and my grandma and my grandpa.
I'm gonna bring something up here, and then we're gonna show a short little video. So I understand that you played a major part in a major Doritos commercial. So what was that like?
It was fun. I was younger then, and it was fun doing it. The commercial didn't get to air on the Super Bowl, but it had a chance to, and it was voted on. So it was a pretty great experience.
I think it's a really cool commercial. So we're going to take just a quick minute here, and we're going to watch that commercial.
Timmy always knew he was different from the other children. He had a natural curiosity which was always getting him into trouble. But little did he know that his latest creation would change the course of history in ways unimaginable. Doritos. That's bold.
All right, well, what do you think about that, everybody? That was pretty hot. So what was it like to be on the stage and actually being a part of that? Because what we're going to be able to relate that to is if you're a sponsor out there and you're looking for a very marketable, very good-looking, great race car driver, you just saw him on a national commercial. So, make sure to reach out to us at Raceface Brand Development, and maybe we can hook you up with Matthew Tatoole. So Matthew, what was it like actually shooting that commercial, and did you learn a lot of things about being a more marketable race car driver?
It was fun. I got to eat Doritos there, which was pretty fun, but I got to learn a few things there.
All right. Well, let's get a little bit more serious now. So where do you see yourself? What are your goals over the next 5 years?
In 5 years, I would like to make it to a NASCAR series. I want to get some wins in micros. And micros are next, but not the end for me. So I plan to keep progressing and moving on.
And I understand you got a new micro headed your way. Is that right? Have you gotten it already, or?
Yeah, I have gotten the micro already, yeah. Okay,
well that's pretty neat then. So one last question here. Where did the name Mighty Matt come from?
I was at the dirt track and got lost in the dust and hit the wall and broke my hand. And my dad asked me if I wanted to keep going or pull off the track. And I said I wanted to keep going, and I won the race with a broken hand. And so they said that I was strong for doing that. I was mighty, so they called me Mighty Matt. And now my friends stick
I started
with
to say
it.
that's a pretty good name to be stuck with there. So that's quite impressive. So Matthew, I want to thank you for being on the show with us. All the good luck in the world at Vegas coming up at the end of the month. I'm going to look forward to seeing you there. Is there anybody else you'd like to give a shout out to before we wrap up tonight's show?
My sponsors and
Okay, so who are your sponsors?
Fastenal, Les Schwab, Advanced Tree Care, and yeah, I can't name all of them. I
You have a lot. Well, that's really pretty cool. So Matthew, again, thank you for being with us. And again,
for letting me come on here.
All right, man. We're glad to have you there. All right, everybody. So there you got it. Matthew Tatoole, Sacramento, California, quarter midget racer, moving up to the micros. What an amazing young man. And I think you're going to be hearing a lot from him in the future. So I just want to give a quick shout out to remember that starting next week is our track of the week. And we're going to be starting out west at Madera Speedway. And we're going to be doing a great interview with Kenny Shepard, the track owner there at Madera Speedway. And that's going to be something really neat that we're going to start doing every single week. So make sure to go to our Raceface TV page and like our page, visit our website, and as always, go out and support your local tracks. I almost forgot about that this week. Go out and support your local tracks in your local community, because that's where it all happens. Go out and have a great race weekend, and we'll see you back here next week. Thanks for tuning in. If you're a fan of the show, make sure to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, then click on subscribe. Want to catch up on some episodes that you might have missed? Then tap on demand. That's it for this week. And as always, go out and support racing at your local track.